Man, oh man. The vibes of this story is getting more serious by the episode. See, Hernandez, he keeps making a same flaw fatal mistakes. And that is continuing to listen to his own judgment, which typically hasn't been good. And sometimes, y'all, our own judgment can be our own downfall. Welcome back. What's poppin', y'all? We back with the DeAndre Way. Appreciate y'all for coming through tonight as we go through the Aaron Hernandez American Sports Story episode 7 titled Dirty Pain. Look, I'm going to be quite frank and upfront with y'all. This is the second time I am recording this episode because last night when I recorded this episode, the audio was all messed up. It just wasn't working for me, y'all. It was staticky. It was going in and out. I guess I needed to update my interface, which I just did, and I tested it out, and hopefully this is fine. But yes, that is for the slight delay in timing and getting this out. But y'all know I'm still gonna come through and take care of the business for you. So we gonna get right into it, y'all. Episode 7, it gets started out with a bang. Literally. Literally. I mean, bang. This dude's eye is shot out his head. I mean, I felt like I was watching. It's gonna sound bad. The Eric and Lyle Menendez story when they shot their daddy's eye out. I mean, everyone's getting their eyes shot out on Netflix as of late. Well, I guess this isn't on Netflix, on Hulu, but you get my point. It's always the eye. It's always the eye. And I was like, dang. And then they kind of gave us like a little flashback of what happened. And essentially, what happened was Aaron was talking to our man Sherrod, and Sherrod's like, "Look, man, I know all your secrets. I know everything about you, and this and that and the third." And Aaron's like, "Huh? You said what?" Bow. And then he just dumped him out in the street and whatnot, and that was it. Now, I don't know how people get shot in the face and survive. I guess that's why the Menendez brothers finished off their daddy like they did. If you don't know, then check it out. We're gonna work on that. We're working on that review right now. It's gonna be a long one, y'all. It's gonna be a long one. But yeah, he shot old boy just because he was just upset because he thought maybe he knew things. We didn't get like the full detailed reason of why Aaron Hernandez never admitted it to it, at least in this, why he shot him. And it seemed to be fear. It seemed to be adamancy on trust, and it seemed to be alcohol like induced as well as drug induced. He was under the influence, obviously, as he is all the time when this happened. And yeah, but like I said, Sherrod survived, and the doctors came in the hospital and said, "Hey, like, what happened? You know who did this? You know, it's point blank, as we see. You got to know what's going on." And he's like, "Nah, I don't know nothing, coach. At least I don't know that you need to know nothing." He said he gonna take business into his own hands. And look, honestly, I don't even blame Sherrod because if somebody did me dirty like that, and the thing is, he couldn't call. I don't feel like he could get the cops involved at that minute, anyways. I'll put it like this because he had to review the situation. Now, I'm sure he's done some criminal activities based on the type of character they're portraying him as, and maybe he needed to hide some stuff first before he got the cops involved and make sure his slate was clean because they're gonna, he don't want to have something slip up by accident. And he called Aaron and he's like, "Look, you a dead man, brother. If CTE don't kill you, I will." And he wasn't playing. And yeah, he was threatening Hernandez, and Aaron, he's getting a little rattled, his palms are shaking, knees is quaking, the whole 7, 8, 9, 10. And soon, Aaron starts setting up extra security at home. He gets the new home advert security system. He gets cameras. He starts getting a new phone number. He's doing everything, y'all. I mean, if he could change his birthday, he would. But yes, he's preparing for battle. It seems like he's preparing for, Normandy to storm his house, the U.S. Army to storm his house from Normandy style settings, and he's bulking up. All he needs is the Cybertruck when he driving around, and I think he's good to go. But too bad they didn't have Cybertrucks back then, or else Biggie and Pac might still be alive. But anywho, he soon goes to the NFL scouting combine to see Coach Bill Belichick. Now, I don't know if this is real or fake. I really wish I could know if this is real or fake. Maybe I'll have to look it up, but it seems kind of far fetched. I wish Belichick could fact check this. But yes, he goes there to see Belichick and tells him about a guy back home threatening him, and he's worried. And he's like, "Hey, like, do you think you can trade me because I'm worried about my life and it's just not safe?" And Belichick's like, "Trade who? Trade you? After we just gave you a $40 million contract, and you one of our star players, you and Gronk scoring touchdowns from the best quarterback in history? I think not. Now I don't know what you got going on back at home, but what you got going on with the Patriots is only my concern. And therefore, you ain't going nowhere. You're mine." There's a song by Lil Jon called Contract. If you ain't heard the song, check it out. Hey, sign your name on the dotted line, 'cause you belong to me. You belong to me. Yeah. It's a good song, y'all. Check it out. And it's a funny song too. But yes, he ain't going nowhere. But he also says, look, if you're worried about some guy back home, this is what you should do. Since you got to get surgery, go to California, get that done. Stay out there for a little while, a couple months here and there. When you come back, this should all have died over. And if you need, we'll hook you up with some Patriot security. I don't know if you're going to set him up with some former offensive lineman or what kind of security the Patriots can do for him. Hey, maybe they'll take it out his contract and he'll pay that money back, whatever. But then he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so that's what he decides to do. So he gets to Cali, gets his shoulder worked down, get his shoulder surgeried out, and he takes his family with him. And so they start doing the surgery. It's very graphic for some reason. I don't know why they had to get all in detail, like this was Greg's Anatomy or something like that. But I keep saying Grey's Anatomy, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of the screws going inside the body. It's just I've never had that done. I don't want to see it done. I did not major in. I can't even think of the major. I did not major in health, any kind of health major whatsoever. I did not go to school, medical school. Duh, medical school wasn't my calling. Just because I couldn't handle the sights of all those things, the blood, skin piercing, all that stuff. I can't do it. And so when he's getting his surgery done, we get an uh-oh moment because his phone starts ringing or buzzing, I guess you could say. And it's from a 310 number. And it says, "Hey, I miss you. Hope the surgery's gonna be okay. Let me know what's going on." And she ain't too happy, coach. She's like, "Oh no, who was this?" And so you can see everything change in her face, and I feel horrible for her because she's the sweetest. She seems like a very sweet girl. I got to watch a couple videos of her online, just the real version, and she's held it down. She's still holding him down. I went to her Instagram account, and she still holds him down. And the fact that he was, potentially doing all these things, it's just, I really feel for old girl. She's a real one. But yeah, she sees it, and yeah, she's definitely not happy. And soon Aaron finds out from his agent that Sherrod is trying to sue him for $10.5 million. Now, look, some might say, look, I would pay the money just so he can get out of it. Look, this is how NFL money works. Aaron's he's getting $40 million contract. Taxes, cut that in half. It's about 20. Okay, now you got 20 left over. All the other expenses, house, car, family, friends, other bills, things of that matter. A lot, that's going to equal out to be a lot. Say you take out 10 mil of that for all those things. He just did buy that house. All he got is 10, around 10 left over. If he gives Sherrod that, that's pretty much all his money. He has nothing left. So I don't blame him for that. If he said a mill, sure, I'll do the mill. But 10, no, coach, I'm gonna fight this, and that's what Hernandez said he gonna do. And so Aaron soon, randomly, strangely enough, I don't know why he decided to do this, but he decided to meet up with old boy Chris. Now, if y'all don't remember Chris, it's the trainer that he was getting it on and cracking with. His new lover, not the high school one. And they meet up at this hotel wherever they're at, and They start getting on and cracking again. I mean, Ryan Murphy, he loving this. He just had to put this in here for whatever random reason because this little scene is the only time that we see it. It had nothing really to do with the storyline, except for the fact that after they were done getting on and cracking, Aaron seemed real confused, upset, frustrated because everything's spiraling. He's going through these issues with this dude that's trying to come after him after he shot him in the face. He's dealing with the baby and his wife. He's dealing with obviously football, and then he's seemingly confused, you know, about his relationship with Chris. A whole bunch of stuff going down. And that's not including all the little extra stuff that he's probably involved in. It doesn't help that he's drinking and smoking a lot. And I forgot the surgery, like all these things. And it just goes to show you just because you got a lot of money and just because people seem like they got it all together doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. We see it all the time on Instagram, TV, whatnot. People living their best life, seemingly, but we never really know what's going on behind closed doors. We never really know kind of like what they're really dealing with. And this is a great example of that, to where it just goes to show you that everyone deserves some grace and everything's not what it seems to be. So if you're scrolling online and seeing that everyone's smiling and having a great time and doing this and that, it's probably not all peaches and cream, 112 settings. But soon. And also, I also didn't like how I really hope Belichick talks about this at some point. I doubt he will, but they're portraying Belichick to be kind of heartless and cold, which he is to an extent. But I feel like if Hernandez came and told him this, then Belichick would have took some action. But who knows? Belichick might have used to keeping secrets, because we know what happened with Robert Kraft. If you don't know what happened with Robert Kraft, then look it up. It has something to do with some massages in Florida, coach, and Belichick probably kept that a secret too. But anyways, we move on. That's not this episode. Um, but yes, Sherrod wants 10.5 million, and Aaron soon is stressed out from everything. He starts popping pills. He starts drinking. He starts smoking. He starts doing everything that he ain't supposed to be doing, especially once you got a surgery. It's dangerous mixing those things together, and his concussion symptoms, I suppose, which we didn't get to see, which never really happened this episode. But yes, he gets it. It's funny because one scene he pulls up to the pharmacist to pick up his prescription. Yeah, I know we got a pharmacist in watching the episode. Shout out my pharmacists out there. If you know, you know. And he pulls up, gets his prescription, and pulls up to ring up a 6-pack of beer as well at the same time. And the pharmacist's face just kills me because she's like, should I call the cops? In her head. But she has to do it anyways. Well, she doesn't have to, but she does. Just goes through with the order, and they continue to move. And then soon we get back to Aaron's house, and Cheyenne, she gets home. Aaron is passed out in the bathroom. Baby's crying. She's pissed. She's on a 10 right now. I'd be pissed too if my baby was crying and my spouse was just passed out in the bathroom. Like, what are you doing? And she goes off on him. She's like, you not being a good father. You're worried about yourself, this and the third. She's telling him everything about himself that he doesn't want to hear. And it's really hitting him deep. We could see it a little bit. And he starts spiraling. He starts spiraling, going off at her, yelling, screaming. And Cheyenne even calls calls him out about the text messages that she saw. She's like, I saw those text messages. What's it about? And he tries to play the fool. I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then he admits, like, oh, it's my trainer that sent these messages to me. And she's like, your trainer? Why would your trainer send these messages? And look, Aaron, you should have had your lie ready to go. But he was not ready. They making him seem like to be a very dumb criminal too, which, to be honest, most criminals are not the smartest of people if they're getting caught up in the simplest of ways. Back then, I want to say it's 2012, 13, not everyone had a pass lock on their phone. That's not when the feature started becoming real prominent, I think in like 2015, 16. But before, you could just pop up a phone and turn it on and just go through everything you need to, you know? And especially, there was definitely no Face ID. And if he did have a password, she might have known the password too. So yeah, he did not do a good job of hiding that. He should have had a burner phone, which he did actually pull up. Well, he got a new phone this episode. But soon they stand up a huge argument. Aaron knocks over these like flower vase, and the police are called. And the police come to the house, and they kind of play it off like, "Oh, it's nothing. We're just rough housing." Okay. And she even plays it off. And the officer's like, "Look, give us a nod if everything all right. We don't want to come back and there's something worse happening." She's like, "It's okay. It's okay." And hey, like I said, she a real one, y'all. She held it down by the risk of her own life. And soon, yes, the lady officer, a little tidbit they put was she said before they left, "Hey, I had you on my fantasy team last year. You sat out a lot of games. Did What happened?" And he just like looked at her like, "You really trying to talk to me about fantasy football right now? Get out my house." And I know that, come on now, she wasn't playing no fantasy football. But soon, yes, Cheyenne calls Aaron's brother to come talk to him. Aaron's brother seems to be the calming force of the family. Sometimes, the thing is, their relationship is confusing. One minute they're cool, the next minute they hate each other. One minute they're cool, the next minute they don't like each other. And it seems like Aaron does not like his brother at all. The only time he seemed like he liked him was when he got drafted and they hugged each other in the street. Other than that, it's like he could care less about his brother. And so, yes, he talks to him, and Aaron, he sees the gun. He takes Aaron's gun away from him. He's like, "Look, we don't need that. We're past that. You're in a great spot. Leave it alone." Tries to help him out, as a brother should. But Aaron's confused, and he's all over the place still, and he's just reflecting and recollecting on everything. And soon we get a shot of Aaron in the shower. And Ryan Murphy loves the ass shots, and we get another one of him, like, you never been in the shower and you just thinking about a lot of things, just standing there. But he has like one of those see-through showers. That's what happened. And we see Sherrod continuing to harass him. This entire episode, Sherrod's just texting him, like, "I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do this, you can't hide from me, I'm getting in your head." Sherrod playing the mind games, and Aaron deserves it. You shoot somebody like that in the face, you better finish them off, or else they're gonna come back in your nightmares, whether they're dead or alive. And if they're alive, it's gonna be even worse because it ain't a nightmare. It's a real nightmare. It's not just one that you can get away from. And soon he beefs up his security even more. He gets a side crib. He gets some new locks, and he gets a new grandiose Call of Duty collection of guns. I mean, if you ever played COD, he dang near got every single one in the game. He got the Uzi, the pistols, the magnums, the the shotguns, the revolver. He got the whole nine. I mean, it looked like he's ready for combat and ready to go into the gulag. He wasn't playing no games. And he has them all on the wall, real pretty and nitty. Neat and pretty. And I'm like, bro, why you got like 20 guns for one guy? Like, what do you think? Who do you think he's gonna bring up here? The Avengers? Like, what are we doing? A little overkill. A little overkill in my opinions. But yeah, he's ready for whatever war he's about to fight. And soon, Aaron and Sherrod at the end of the episode, they're shit talking each other back and forth via text message. Aaron is bucking up to him, just as Sherrod's bucking up to Aaron, and just back and forth. "Oh, I'm gonna get you. I ain't scared of you. Oh, you a little punk. Oh, I'm come up and pull up. Where you at? Let's go." Like these little things, kind of funny to me, just because they're fighting via text, like middle schoolers. But anywho, yes, we get the glimpse of the gun collection, and that is how the episode ends. This episode went kind of quick. There wasn't really a ton that went down that like is mesmerizing. This is kind of just pulling the story along from last episode when the climax happened, and now we're kind of seeing the slow kind of like downfall of Aaron's caught up because he's being accused of shooting somebody, and he's just trying to fix the damage that he's done. Interesting episode. Interesting. Keen. I'll give this one about a 7, 7.5. It was quality. They definitely are leaving the silly, goofy trope that the story once had with the parody characters and kind of getting into a more serious outlook because there's not really anything funny left to show or going on right now. All the good times seem to be in the past, and we're getting to the nitty gritty. I think we got about 3 episodes left, y'all, and it's getting time, and we get a preview of the next episode, and we meet the famous, the 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 rest in peace Odin Lloyd, and then we get to see his part of the story. So I'm definitely interested to see how he comes to play in all these things and how that played out and how their relationship was. But yes, y'all, this was episode 7 of the Aaron Hernandez American Sports Story. Dirty, what's it called? Dirty something. Dirty Pain. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Leave your comments below. And till next week, y'all. Peace, blessings, deuces, and as always, have a great rest of your day.